So customer stated they were driving it, they heard clunky noise, they went to pull over, and then it went clunk, 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 and then just died out. And then if you look over in here, the window right inside of the block. And then right here, this is what came out of the block. So
most of the time, so we'll get these trucks in here with a bad piston liner. It blew a ring for a seal for the coolant, and it'll start dumping coolant into the engine, into the crankcase, all that. So what we end up doing is we do an in-frame. We'll take the head off, we'll take the pistons off, we'll get the head and we'll get it resurfaced, redone, all that, so that way we can, everything's nice and square, put it all back together and send them on their way. But in this case, since you have a big old hole on the side of the block, we're going to just put a new engine on it, or put a new engine in it, which is sitting right over there. So this is the engine, so it'll come. This particular one came with injectors already. I think that in different situations you can get like a running complete or just a fuel system, or different things. But on this one, it's just the injectors on it, because these injectors are very prone to fail anyway. So you definitely want to do injectors when you're going to do something this big that's this labor intensive. So this is what's going to go in that truck over there. I think the hardest part of this whole thing is just how everything's kind of crammed. And he can speak to that because he did all that stuff. I know the last time I did one of these was years and years ago. Since then, I've been training and have kind of passing it on to everyone else. So this guy right here.
yeah, I think the transmission was the hardest part. It wasn't. So the taking everything off the engine wasn't hard. It's just time consuming. And as long as you have the anatomy of the engine and you know how you got to take this off before you take this off, it's just time consuming. The transmission was the hardest part because you really got to get up in there. You go through the dog box. You go from under. You go from back, hitting it from all angles, shaking it, having someone pull the transmission back a little bit, just enough. So in this case, you didn't have to take the harness off the transmission. You didn't have to take the cooler lines off the transmission. We were able to just move the transmission back just enough to where when we get the tow truck in here, we're going to grab it and then just take it out.